Hello, everyone. Welcome to Jackalope Tales BC.
And this is old stuff, so it's...
Right.
We're going back.
We're
traveling.
old. We may as well talk about old stuff.
Right. So
That's what the old people do.
Yeah, this is before Clark. Or I don't know what it stands for, but
good one.
It's Jackalope BC, and we're going to talk about some old stuff, old history of the Toadies.
Yeah, last week we pulled something out of the satchel.
Yeah.
And now I've got my box of tapes. Don't worry, people. There will be more satchel pulling. But on this one, we decided to dig into our history via cassettes, because that's what we had back then.
Right.
And he did a lot of recording on cassettes. Plethora here. But
still my favorite. When we wore makeup.
I know, our hit song on there. Wait, it's all of our hits.
It's all of the hits.
Oh. No wonder that's such a great album. So this is kind of fitting because last week we talked about our very first show.
Right.
And this week, I think we're going to talk about our very first cassette single.
Yeah. This is way BC.
Oh.
Way back.
And I think 1990. That's very early 90.
Super early 90s.
Because we kind of started playing together in 89.
Right.
And look at us. We were ready. We were gung-ho. We got on there and recorded something. 2 songs.
2 songs because it's all we could afford.
Yeah.
Because studio time was expensive and you couldn't really do it yourself back then.
No.
To get a good recording.
No, it's nothing like there is nowadays.
Right. So you had to get a good producer.
Yeah.
And we used Keith Rust.
Yep.
Crystal Clear Studios.
Clear. Yeah, definitely. And then you also had to go as cheap as you could by going to the Kinko's or something like that and having these printed front and back. And then also, for those of you that have an original of this label on there came from a office supply store, and I typed that on our computer and printed these out on our little dot matrix printer. So
crazy,
isn't it? I mean,
it was like an Apple IIe computer.
Oh, is that there very early?
Yeah.
Then it was. Yeah. And we ended up selling these in Sound Warehouse.
Yep.
We didn't have anyone to distribute, so it was basically put them at the front register.
Right. Our manager, Charles Buxton, was super cool and supportive, and he let us put these at the front register, and we sold a few. Yeah.
I mean, it was a handful.
Right.
I mean, even selling one back then was like, oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
And these are extras that I had left over from the original pressing. So we're going to kind of use these to remind us about all the stuff on here.
Yeah, because who knows, man? Our memories are not good.
We'll fabricate everything.
So, Todd on vocals and guitar.
Yes.
You on guitar.
Yes.
Me on bass.
Yes.
And surprise guest,
Mike Moore.
On drums.
And at that time, he was the drummer for Pop Poppins.
Right.
Another Dallas band.
Right.
And we needed a drummer.
Right. And he very nicely agreed to play on this record.
Yeah.
Or it's not even a record, a 2-song EP, 2-song single.
Cassette, yeah.
And he played some live shows with us, and we loved him, and we wanted him to be in our band. And
what an amazing musician. And he still plays today, tours.
With Better Than Ezra now, I think.
He's done it. And he also, studio musician, plays with a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. Look him up. He's on everybody's tours and or recordings.
Such a great guy. But he didn't want to stick with us. So he wanted to play with Pop Poppins. So we don't hold a grudge, though.
Nope.
No, but
we still love him.
And then the cover art, that was by Dan Leitner, the same guy that did the Velvet cassette and Rubberneck cover.
Yes.
And was it, he had already done that. He didn't do it for the cassette, right?
No, it was something that we saw. I think we went to one of his gallery openings and saw that, and we thought that would be amazing because it's just the right amount of sacrilegious.
Exactly. You've got these Catholic robes and guns and tentacles. How can you go wrong?
A seahorse and a crawfish holding a gun, wearing bishop or pope robes.
It really spoke to us. But it was just great. I mean, how can you say no to that photo? But worked out perfect for the cover. And then Dig a Hole and I Hope You Die. Definitely early ones. Dig a Hole, that's a classic one because Todd would play tambourine.
Yep.
And I think that was our only tambourine song we ever did.
I think it was too.
I can't remember the tambourine.
And that's the song when we met the Pixies. They were like, "Oh, you're the band that sounds like us," and they'd heard that song.
Yes, there was that influence. We can't deny it.
They're great.
And then I Hope You Die, which I think is classic because of the Edie Brickell reference.
Right, which I love that after the thank yous, there's a big block letter that says no thanks to Edie.
Yeah, because when you look at it, you think it's saying toe die.
Right.
But it was clever the way that Todd did the lyric on that.
Yep.
Diedie, and then this here, damn.
And we mean no disrespect to Edie Brickell.
No. We didn't even know her.
At all.
I mean, we had never even met him.
She was the establishment, and it was just our little jab at the establishment.
Yeah, we were punks.
Right.
I mean, we just had that attitude. Well, and they never played, well, they may have played at Trees, but they didn't play at many of the venues we played at. I mean, we never crossed paths.
Well, they were huge by the time we were in a band.
The MTV video? Yeah.
Right.
And here we are, just a bunch of punks from Fort Worth that just have angst.
Right. And I never did get to see them, the New Bohemians that we were talking about.
Right.
But I did talk to Edie.
Yeah,
and
you told me that.
Met Edie later.
Yeah.
And had to apologize. She didn't ask me to apologize. I felt compelled to apologize for this because she asked me about it.
Well, and see, part of me is totally stunned that here's the wife of Paul Simon and she knows about this.
I know. And I was like,
that would have caught me off guard.
Right. I seriously was like, oh, you heard about that. And I was like, I am so sorry.
Oh, and if this weren't enough to have this, the amplifier that said, I ate Edie.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We really fucked up that relationship.
She was an easy target because she wouldn't fight back, probably. Because we're not, I mean, come on.
Well, in that What I Am is What I Am song, it's like.
Right. We didn't go after the Buck Pets or anyone like that.
No.
Because they could beat us up.
No. Easily.
The Buck Pets is another Dallas band. Yeah, so we stayed with who we thought we might be able, like, if we were going to leg wrestle, we might.
Oh, yeah, that's how we judged everyone.
Right,
how would you do in a leg wrestle?
Oh, Lord.
But, yeah, just looking at this, and if you own this, you can follow along. But also, I'm going to have images of these on the bottom of the screen. But produced by Todd, engineered by Keith Rust. You mentioned him. Dan, and then Karen, Dan we worked with at Sound Warehouse. Karen we worked with at Sound Warehouse. She helped design this.
There's a bunch of Sound Warehouse connections in this whole cassette.
Oh, yeah. And then there's the thanks to Daryl, who later joined the band. But at that time, he was a great friend and helping us out.
He was a super good friend. He was an Electric Shaman and an amazing guitarist that he came to our shows. We went to his shows.
Yeah. And it was someone we got because he lived in Dallas, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't know him in Fort Worth.
Right.
But it all just kind of happened as we started to migrate into Dallas.
I know. Shows. Yeah.
Michael Parker, such an amazing man. And
he's got a podcast now. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, Michael Parker is amazing. He's a guitar player, musician.
Yep. He and his brother Kelly. I mean, of course, the Axis.
Yeah.
That's why that's on there, because they really helped us from the very beginning. Yep. That was where our first show was. Let's see. Tom Long.
Yep.
Mike Bandy. He was the guitarist of the Dragworms.
Yep.
And then my sister.
Yep.
I guess we just had to throw things on there.
You gotta think whoever showed up at your shows, you know?
Yep. And then GR at Nocturnal Noises, KTCU Radio.
Yep. He was one of the first DJs who started playing our music.
Yeah.
Also a friend of Daryl's, and I think that's how we were introduced to GR, maybe?
I think so. That could be right. And then you've got John and Dan. Dan is Dan that did the cover, and John Vargas. Mail delivery. Love you, John.
Thanks, John.
What a cool guy. And then there's Kelly. And then Josh. Oh, Josh.
Josh Robertson.
Yes.
Then he was a little skater kid.
Oh, yeah.
And now, he's just an icon in the Dallas-Fort Worth music scene.
But he would go with us everywhere. He sold merch for us at shows.
Yeah.
I mean, would just hang out anywhere. And we were just usually around with him. So very cool. And then you get into all the different bands.
Right.
Let's see.
Anonymous Dog. Shout out to Anonymous Dog, because we rehearsed at the Doghouse.
Oh, yeah.
What was that? Magnolia?
Yes.
It was on Magnolia in Fort Worth.
Before we got to the used store at place.
And before that area became the hospital district, it was a bunch of rundown buildings, hard to rent, and bands and just the outer parts of society would rent those buildings and lived in them. And the Doghouse, Anonymous Dog's house where they lived, it was a rehearsal studio, a party place, and it was
like a damn it was a warehouse.
It was a warehouse, and it was insane.
I mean, good God! And I remember we'd go in there to practice, like in the afternoon. People'd be asleep.
Yeah,
I mean, just laying on floors and things like that.
And then we'd leave, and there'd be someone painting, and it was just. A little creative warehouse.
It really was. What an experience. And then now those other bands, now we get to Lisa's husbands.
And the way that I described that, because Charles is like, what is this? And I was like, well, I was a whore.
Yeah.
Not really. Those are, so we had some friends, again, some of those were Sound Warehouse people, and then some were friends of the friends that worked at Sound Warehouse, and we would go to shows together, and we would hang out, and it would be me and all these guys, and they were just like, we're just going to be your husbands. And
they came to so many shows.
Every freaking show.
In many shows back then, it would just be them.
Right. So it would just like say hi to my husbands from the stage.
You whore. No. So thanks to all of them.
They were handsome.
Gosh. Yeah.
They still are.
Yeah, I can agree with you. And then
we thanked Kiss.
I don't know why, and why put them in bold. But now, I mean, good God, the ones we list next were really our big shows at the Axis when we really felt like we were getting support from the Axis.
Right.
Kelly and Michael, they had us open for Fugazi, Lemonheads, Goo Goo Dolls when they were cool.
That's so insane.
And then instead, Downsiders.
They're from
Faith Healers.
Portland, Seattle.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
The Faith Healers. God, they were great.
Oh, my Lord.
That was a good show.
The music back then.
And we also thank Todd's dog, Fred.
Ah, yes, Fred. The wiener dog.
The wiener dog. Todd's wiener.
We would go over and hang out at Todd's apartment, watch horror movies, or practice, whatever we were doing. And that little dog would just run around the whole apartment.
Right.
I know I've got a picture of him. But.
This is when we were making this was the time where if any of us would go and do something, all of us would go and do something.
Yeah.
We did everything
all
together.
the concerts we went to, just every single thing. We would drink after work and just chill in someone's apartment.
Right.
I mean, hell, that's the coolest thing is we were all friends before we were a band.
Yeah. And we seriously did pretty much everything together.
Oh, yeah.
It was good.
Oh,
the camaraderie was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, it was fantastic. So, God, that's the memories from 1990. Holy shit.
That's good. I'm surprised we can remember as much as we do.
Well, I mean, it really made a difference.
There was a lot of beer that was
those little
Grolsch.
Bud bottle. Oh, Grolsch.
We had Grolsch.
Yes.
Because they had the little porcelain flip tops.
Oh, man.
And Goldschlager.
Oh.
Because we wanted to poop gold.
God, we were so messed up.
So dumb.
But God, it's that kind of situation and that kind of friendship that made that.
Yeah.
So
I really do like these songs still. I really
agree.
do. I think they've held up. Dig a Hole is just catchy as all hell.
Yeah.
And I Hope You Die is just like sometimes that's just a good, I need to unwind song.
Yeah, you can be pissed. You can just be exhausted, and that'll bring you right back.
Right.
Oh,
man.
Poor Edie.
I am still so sorry for that. Having to say I'm sorry for that felt really humbling.
When you're married to Paul Simon and you've got all that going on, this probably seems very minuscule.
Right. She was very gracious and nice in accepting the apology, which made it way easier.
Yeah.
She was not mad.
No, we didn't get sued.
She could have punched me in my mouth. And it was like in my whore mouth.
Let's see.
Punch you in the mouth. No, she was so gracious and nice. And
but I could never see Edie hitting someone. Maybe hitting someone with a sunflower.
Well, there is the allegations that her and Paul, that the cops were called on them because they were hitting each other. Did you not hear that?
What?
We might have to cover it. I think we got a Jackalope episode.
Okay. I think we do.
I think we do.
Could be really
we have to talk about that.
Oh, yeah. We'll dig further into that.
We will. We'll dig a hole further.
Yeah. We just wrote the lyrics for Paul Simon's Attitude. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. We'll check into that.
Allegedly.
That's key. That means we're not liable.
At all.
Everything we say is allegedly.
Allegedly. It's all allegedly.
It's all illegible and allegedly. Oh, holy crap.
It is.
But anyway, yeah.
So we're going to continue digging into the past and the Jackalope BC. If you like this, please let us know. Drop us a little comment.
Yes, please. We're going to drop episodes of us looking in the business satchel or cassettes. We've got tons of cassettes.
So many things.
With just songs, some of the things we did, some cover songs we did.
Yeah.
That I don't know if anyone even can hear them now, but unless I post them.
We might need to try and post them, I think. Alvita Zane.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we might need to do some stuff.
I mean, the Sinatra cover.
Yes.
I mean, good.
But yeah, if you guys are digging this, let us know.
Yeah.
And check out our podcast, Jackalope Tales, on Wednesdays.
Yep. All on YouTube. This Jackalope Tales BC, Jackalope Tales coming soon AD.
Yes.
And then all the podcast streamings. Yeah. Or so if you want to see the video, go to YouTube. If you just want to hear us and not see our faces, go to podcast. So
thanks, y'all.
Hey,
see you next time.
Bye.